everyone. I welcome you to another episode of Take Advantage of Your Potential show, popularly known as TAP. This is brought to you by Haritech Global Initiative. I am your host, Kitura Adams, the president of Haritech Global Initiative. Today, I'm here to talk to you about success without the burnout. So let's define success. When we think of success, it's a fulfillment of an expectation that you have of yourself. It could be accomplishing goals and dreams. And in an attempt to do all of this, it can lead to stress, which can eventually lead to burnout. And when we talk about burnout, we're talking about emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion. And this type of thing, which is the burnout, is prone or susceptible to high achievers. So you notice people that are usually very motivated, wanting to accomplish a task, but somewhere along the way, they can feel this sort of stress in getting things done, or on the extreme end, we call it the burnout. So what are some signs or emotional signs of this burnout? You realize that a person is feeling helpless. There's a sense of defeat, or the person's feeling alone, or all of a sudden they can tell tell that their level of motivation keeps decreasing. They used to be very highly motivated, but now they don't feel like doing the things they have to do, and it now feels like a chore. You can also notice that that person is easily irritated or angered. So certain things that shouldn't really require any response of anger, that person, there's an outburst of that. And it doesn't matter what this person does, they still feel unsatisfied. Is that you? Do you feel some level of this at some point? If that is that, then please stay tuned as we dive into ways to eliminate this burnout. Now, I'm here to tell you that burnout is optional. It is not supposed to accompany success. Success is supposed to bring a sense of fulfillment, a sense of accomplishment and achievement, but it shouldn't come at a higher cost of burnout. All right. So I'm here to share with you 4 key things to help you eliminate burnout. 4. All right. Are you ready? Just 4. So let's look at number 1. Something that I say it all the time. If you've listened to me for some time, you wouldn't. This is not going to be new. The number 1 is declutter your mind. All right. Learn to declutter your mind periodically. In a sense, brain dump. 5% of your brain is your consciousness. Consciousness means your awareness. So right now, I'm aware I'm in this room. I'm aware of what I'm doing. You only need 5% of the 100. So if that is cluttered with worry and anxiety and feeling hopeless and lesser levels of motivation and all of that, what happens? It will clog your mind. It would not free up the space for you to take full control or be aware of where you are in order to utilize it. 5%, so it's very potent, it's very key. So you don't want to clog it. So how do you declog it? Take a piece of paper and empty what's on your mind. Don't think twice about it. Whatever that comes out to your conscious mind, write it down. Maybe there's a bill you need to pay, there's a class you need to take, there's something you need to do, there is a task you need to complete, whatever task that is. It may seem like a very big task, a little task, whatever email you have to send, put that on paper. Empty, declutter. It is refreshing. It gives you room for you to think and utilize your time efficiently. All right. So the conscious part of your mind is your awareness, and it is important that you declutter that. So now that you declutter, you feel like a lot. You feel like weight has been taken off of you. Okay. So you've, in a sense, traded the empty space on the paper for that is cluttered. So you've put everything, the things that came to your consciousness on that paper. Then you can go to that paper and take the things that you want to work on or address from that paper and move it over to your planner or what have you. But the key thing is that you must declutter. it helps loosen or remove any weight that you are feeling. So you get feeling a little, I hope that, you feel a little better. Even if just thinking about decluttering hopefully helps you feel a little lighter. That's good. So that is necessary, because if not, you have too much on your mind, and guess what? It can lead to this burnout. Number 2, you hear all the time, do not multitask. Multitask takes away your focus and all that. Well, I am here to tell you that you need to multitask. Yes, you do. Why? Because there's only 24 hours in a day. How many of you feel like your responsibilities keep increasing and increasing? Of course. So let me give you an example. I used to be a student. All I needed to do as a student was pass my classes, right? And then hang out with friends and all that. As I progressed, more and more responsibilities were added. Now, I am a professor, I am a pastor, I am a wife, I am a mom, I am a mentor, I am this, I am that. All in that 24 hours that I had 10, 15 years ago, I still have 24 hours. So of course, I have to multitask. But in order to make the most of this multitasking, it must be done strategically. And what you do is you parallel task. Okay, parallel task means that you use, when you are carrying out a task, okay, you use either the same amount of consciousness or amount of focus for those two tasks. So you're not divided in your attention, or either one of it is in your subconscious and the other is in your conscious. Okay, so let me give you an example. Let's say you're driving. I commute every day 1 hour to work. So I could sit in silence and sort of let my mind just wander for that 1 hour. And I get to my destination in 1 hour. Or while I'm driving, I could listen to a podcast and stimulate my mind, get some inspiration or whatnot. And what have I done? I still drove 1 hour, which is sort of in my subconscious, because I know how to get to the place. I'm watching the road. I know where I am. I'm using my consciousness as well. But at the same time, there is noise going on in the background. So I've replaced that noise with a podcast, with something for me to listen to. So now, not only did I get to my destination in 1 hour, I also learned something in that 1 hour. So I've multitasked. So I'm not sitting there one day not doing anything and listening, which is also necessary in some part. But this time I've been able to drive and educate myself. Parallel, okay? Required the same attention, or one required more attention than the other. So I was able to either parallel or would say overlap. Now, the other one, an example is you want to network. There's someone you wanted to discuss a few things with, and you can invite the person and say, let's go to dinner. What's that doing? While you're eating, which you're going to eat anyway, you are now engaging someone or networking with someone. So at the end of the day, you have been able to achieve two things in the same amount of time. So while you're eating and you're not conscious necessarily thinking about it, you're using your consciousness to relate and then network with the person. Okay, so you want to make sure, the key thing here is that your attention or focus must be on the same level, or one must be in auto drive in a sense, while the other is in your conscious. An example I'll give you, and sometimes the things can be unrelated. I'll give you an example. So I am at my desk, I'm at my office, and I'm constantly either reading or getting ready for class. Different things that I do in a day. And so sometimes I may even forget that it's time to eat. And I need the energy. So sometimes at the end of the day, I feel so drained, because I literally didn't set time aside to eat, and time passes and I have to go to another meeting or class or whatnot. So now I have a fridge right next to my office. So what I do is, instead of me looking around and eating snacks or unhealthy snacks and feeling my energy level not at the level I wanted to, keep me going, I bought a fridge. And that fridge is sitting there filled with healthy things that I want. my smoothies and things like that I have. So what I do is, right, it's easy for me to reach, grab that healthy snack, and I'm snacking it while I'm doing work. Guess what? At the end of the day, I have accomplished my work, and I also feel energized. I also feel like I've been able to accomplish two things that I wanted to accomplish: eating healthy and getting my work done. I hope that makes sense. So you can, in a sense, kill two birds with one stone if you use the same attention, or one is in the subconscious and the other is in your conscious. All right. Number 3, delegate. Yes, delegate it. Yes, you know that you can. I know you can do all things, but it's not wise to do everything. Okay, so you must be strategic and be protective of your time. Assign responsibilities to others. There are some people that can do certain things, in a sense they enjoy doing, so they can do it better than you can, or it will take you a longer time to accomplish it. If it's not an interest of yours, you can delegate. So for example, you have a business, you want to set up a website. You can learn to work on the website, great. But there are some people that is their thing, that is their field. They're very, very creative with it. So you can what? Assign that task to that person. You may have to pay for it, but time is of essence. Time is a resource, so don't waste it. Time is money. So if you are wasting the time, you're essentially wasting money. So why don't you put the money where it ought to be to get quality work out, rather than spending endless amount of time and feeling stressed and burned out trying to do something that someone else loves to do. So ask for help and receive one when it's available. Okay, that way you can maximize your time and not feel this weight on you of having to do a million things in a short amount of time. All right, the fourth thing, and that would be the end, the fourth but not the last thing, but not the least, is be full of hope. Be hopeful. Okay, trust in a higher being. Put your hope in a higher being. So for me, I am a Christian. I put my full trust in God because that is the higher being. So what means is that I pull or draw my strength from something higher to keep me going. It builds me, it builds that endurance to keep on going. So you must keep hope alive. And to keep hope alive, you must draw that or have hope in something of higher source or higher being. Okay, so don't put your hope in your job. Some people end up losing their job. Don't put in your hope in people. They might end up disappointing you. You put your hope in an unchanging thing that you know that if I come back here, you are still the same. If I come back tomorrow, you are still the same. So you put your hope, that's a secret, alive in a higher being. Okay, and when you do that, it really gets you to move and push through. So if certain things come your way, you trust and you believe that this higher source, this God, is able to help you. It's able to take you through. It's able to help you come out of any situation. So any situation that causes you to feel this sort of burnout, you can be refreshed knowing that you have a higher being or higher source. All right, so I hope you've learned something today. I told you it's only 4. So what are the 4 things that can help you eliminate burnout or this fatigue in success? Number 1, remember to what? Mind dump, which is declutter your mind continually. Then number 2, we talked about parallel tasking that will require the similar focus and attention. And number 3, we said delegate task. You don't have to do everything. You can have somebody else help you with it. Pay them if you have to, because your time is so important. It is a resource. Don't misuse it. And the last but not the least is be full of hope. Whatever it is, whatever level, no matter the circumstance or the challenge that you may be facing, do not lose hope. But do not put your hope in things, but rather put it in a higher source, a higher being, which is God, right? Once you put your trust and hope in that being, knowing that being does not change, is ever the same. Time may change, circumstances may change, but this higher being remains who he is. Then what happens is that you can draw strength from that is constant. All right. So when you put these things in place, you realize that you will get that energy that you require to keep going. You realize that because you're full of hope and you're delegating and you're parallel tasking and you're decluttering, you feel lighter. You can see the end of the tunnel. You are seeing things. You start things and you finish them. You realize that when you delegate, there's quality to the results you get because you putting into the hands of experts. So I challenge you to put these 4 things in practice and let me know how it goes. Now, all of these things I've shared is all in this daily action plan. Especially curated and put together by Heritage. And this planner would help you basically carry out the task effectively that you need to carry out. So if we mentioned about decluttering on the back, there's the mind dump. You can dump everything that's on your mind, right? Declutter. Then you go to the front page and now you begin with that clear mind, begin to plan your day. Now the task, you can parallel task, doing 2 things or 3 things at the same time. We've talked about it. And then also there's a space where if you need to delegate, you say, okay, I need to do this. I don't want to do it. Not because I'm being lazy, but this is not an interest of mine, but I know someone who can do it. I can pay the person or trade skills in a sense to help me. So you put that person or that thing or how you're going to delegate it there. Another thing is because you've decluttered your mind, new ideas will come to you. So you can put your ideas right here so that you can always come back to it and address them. And then also, as you end your day, reflect what went well, what can you change. I'm always a big believer of learning and being better. All right. So this daily planner is available to you for free. All you have to do is go to our website www.haritechglobal.com and download this planner for free, and I can guarantee you it would help you better plan your day and help you limit the exhaustion and the stress that sometimes people feel as a result of being productive. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. And also, if you want to know more, we have different classes that we offer at Haritech. One in particular is coming in February next year, but we don't wait till next year. We start now. I encourage you to go on our website, check it out. You can click on the tab course. It will give you more information about the course. We go into deep insights on how to discover, develop, and dominate with your inherent abilities. I've had a wonderful time with you, and I hope you've had too. So share this video. Also comment, let us know how this is helpful. I really appreciate the feedback that I've received from some of you. Thank you, and until the same time next week, I wish you all success without the burnout. God bless you. Bye-bye.